Hey folks, Willie18 here, and welcome to what will definitely be the last episode in our Civilization 6 tutorial for complete beginners. We have dealt with war here. We're still technically in a war with Congo, but we're going to be quite happy to peace out with them as soon as they come to their senses and they realize, oh my god, we lost our capital and we've liberated Kabul. What a great little war for us. Really wonderful. We are on a cusp of founding a religion. As soon as we get a great profit, which is coming in pretty fast, we're going to do that. I really should have kept the civic policy to increase the rate of that. We've got horsemen coming in here, almost killing a warrior of ours, but so far we're doing okay. Irrigation's just kicked in. I'm going to go and just grab mathematics because we have the boost for it, so it feels nice and efficient to do that. We're not necessarily rushing to any particular tech at this time. I do want more settlers. We've got great territory down here that I still want to go and settle. It might be the time to do it. Of course, there's wonders, all kinds of goodness that we can do there. Watermill wouldn't be bad in Washington because it does. I mean, it's +1 food, +1 production, and extra +1 food to each wheat, of which we have one here, which makes it really quite good. But yeah, you know what? I think a settler is a great idea right now. Over here, we're going to have to go and beat up that horseman, which I'm going to do with my archers over here. And I think I'm going to finish it off with this chariot. Or not. Stalemate. Alright, then I'm just going to promote this warrior here. I don't particularly care for commando, although it is interesting. So cliffs, right here, these are cliffs. Normally, units cannot embark and disembark over here. They can only do it where there's sort of a beach going on. But if you give it the commando units, then they can do that. Still, that doesn't come up. Whoops, that's not the button I want to hit. It's the promotion button I want to hit. Doesn't come up that often. Tortoise gives you a bonus when defending against range attacks, which is actually kind of useful and comes up a lot. So we've healed up our warrior, so we don't have to worry about him dying to the horseman. No way for me to, unfortunately, bring the archer to bear on him. What I think I'm going to do... I mean, he must... Oh, there he is. He's got another city over here. I suppose we will go and march forward. And if we approach the city, we're going to scare him. Speaking of settlers, right, we do have one here. Dropping a city over here might be really, actually very nice. I kind of dig the idea of going here. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap with the city we already have, but it gets a couple of wheat. It's relatively protected by the mountains, plus it's a good place to build holy sites and campuses. It's got fresh water. Now, of course, we're currently in active war against Congo, so there might be some enemy units that come over there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move them down to this archer location, because that feels pretty safe. With all the woods here, it's hard to imagine all of a sudden a bunch of horsemen swooping in here and doing anything. The woods, the river, the mountain, yeah, there's no real way to do that. We're going to go and blow up this horseman some more. Okay, now I'll finish you off. Oh, minor defeat, really? Because what I want to do is I want to plunder this trader out, which is going to be good for money. See, because there's a trade unit here. I want to plunder it. It's a lot of money, but I don't remember if that will end my turn. So, since I don't know, I'm going to go ahead and just kill off the horseman, because that's the safe thing to do. I suppose this archer could move over here and plunder. Oh, you know what? My chariot can do that now. I'm going to move to here. I'm going to plunder the trade route. And it did end his turn, so... Okay, now we know. So this archer's got nothing to do, so what I'm going to do is move down to here and escort that settler. You are going to use your last charge to build a mine over here, which gives us a boost towards apprenticeship. I believe that was to build a mine? Might have been 3 mines, which... Because we've got one here. Yeah, that must have been it. Build 3 mines, because we've got one over the diamond. Yes. So that's our 3rd mine, so we get another boost. Always nice to get. Oh, theology. I'm going to stop researching theology because we are hoping to get a religion. I'll start on recorded history because we did get a boost to that, which is nice. On the other hand... Oh, there we go. There's the peace request, as expected. So this is very important. In Civ 6, unlike previous versions of Civilizations, if you peace out, you don't, by default, get to keep the cities you conquered. Now, Kabul was liberated and would have still been liberated. That's fine. But Mbanza Congo, we would not get to keep it unless we negotiated in the peace deal that these guys would cede Mbanza Congo to me. So the only reason I'm getting to keep it is because it's in the peace deal. Do be careful about that. In addition to that, he's going to give me 15 gold per turn, 200 gold, just flat, silver for a while, and an extra horse. Very nice. He knows he has been crushed. Also, he probably has a lot of war wariness in his cities, in particular because he's been losing a lot more stuff. So I will happily accept this deal. Thank you very much. Yes, well, you're very welcome. And just like that, so now Mbanza Congo is permanently our city, which is wonderful. Well, permanently unless we lose it, of course. We're at peace, which means we're going to be a little bit safer moving our settler around. I still think I'm going to settle right here. I think I kind of dig that. So I'm going to do that. That's going to be fine. My units can basically, I'll use the promotion, a route I like, bonus damage versus injured units. That sounds very handy dandy. I will build ancient walls over here if in case Egypt decides to attack. The ancient walls will give me extra defense in Charleston, as well as give me the ability to range bombard and to do a range bombard from the encampment itself, which is really quite spiffy. I'm just going to go and tell this person to rest. Worth noting, once you get 2 levels of promotion, you can rename the unit over here. You can choose random names. You can randomize the first part, the second part, or you can just type in whatever custom name you might like so. Boom, boom, boom. And you get an achievement for it, so make sure to do that. So I don't know what else we need to do with the archer. I think what I'm going to do is move some troops somewhere down here to make sure no barbarians spawn here. And higher difficulties is particularly important. Barbarians spawn much, much more frequently. And I'll put one down here because I'm going to want to settle in that area. I'm building a settler in Washington, so that's all good. This builder just got built here. We're going to go and hook up probably the cattle first, and then I'll go and get a quarry. Oh! No, my Pantheon. I get extra faith from stone. I should have probably prioritized that first, but oh well. Now it is what it is. I think you were going to the encampment, which is fine. That sound you just heard, if you heard it, is the sound of a barbarian encampment spawning somewhere. Now, I'm bad at spotting these things. Okay, there's a scout. Where's the actual encampment, though? Is it right there? Oh, it is there. It was hard to tell in the jungle. So there's a barbarian encampment that spawned over here. They spawned a scout. It's right next to my capital. They're going to see the border, and so we're probably going to be fighting in a second. All right, that's slightly inconvenient, but not the worst. You have a pillaged wheat over here. To fix that, we need a builder. We still have Ilkham, which allows us to build builders slightly faster, so I'm going to get started on that. In 5 turns, when recorded history finishes, we'll probably swap out of Ilkham, and yes, the builders won't have completed, but they will have gotten the bonus production in the meanwhile, so that's going to be okay. You can keep just resting. We'll get you to full health first, and we are going to go and settle over here. Excellent. And go ahead and just get started on the monument. Again, culture is good. Pushing out our borders is good. We'll give you a promotion as well. That's going to be fine. We're going to go and improve this. I'm going to try to go a little bit faster here because I really do want to get a... My people will settle where they please. You can promise not to settle near someone again. And if you keep that promise, then they like you a little bit more. But I'm planning on settling over here, and that might be too close for them. But again, I'm mostly just going to rush up until the point where we get a religion at this point. I'm going to keep the warrior in Mbanza Congo. I'll just fortify him up over there. This chariot, I'm going to send it in this general direction in case we need to clear that out. I'm going to keep this archer over here. That's going to be fine. So you've hooked up the cattle. Then you can go over here. Notice that normally you would move here and then you wouldn't be able to cross the river if you don't have your full movement. But because of the road and the bridge over here, we can now complete that whole move without a penalty, which is wonderful to see. Our archers arrived over here, so we're
without mathematics, there's nothing.
A Petra Wonder, a very good one if you do have some desert nearby, although we don't, so it's kind of moot. We're going to research. I'll just pick apprenticeship because I've got the boost here. Again, you might want to look and think about where you're going, what you're looking to do. Also going, looking forward, there might be a certain direction you want to go into. Machinery is quite nice. Crossbow is an extremely powerful unit. Big upgrade to the archer. 40 range strength. That's more powerful than the catapult, and it can do a move and then fire. We've already got the boost to machinery, which is nice. We need to pick up iron working along the way. And honestly, you know what? We're not going to build an iron mine anytime soon because we don't have any iron nearby. I'm going to like this. I'm going to go straight towards machinery because that is an extraordinarily powerful unit to have. Nolans, you have completed something, probably not the monument, it's probably the builder again. Currently this display is like slightly behind all the time. We probably do want some more of these districts. In particular, at some point you will start to have financial problems as your technology improves and your units get considerably more expensive. Commercial hub's quite nice, plus it gives you an extra trade route, which is incredibly powerful. That being said, we're actually just about at our housing cap in New Orleans, so a granary would actually be really good to help elevate that. Although, we are going to get a little bit of housing from our Pastures give half a unit of housing, and the farms do as well. So actually, we will get that alleviated a bit. You're going to build a quarry over here, which is going to be really good for faith because of our pantheon. Really nice to see that. Keep advancing forward. We're going to try to get that religion kicking in here. And hopefully we can accrue more faith so we actually get to do something fun with it, too. So that was another barbarian encampment sound. Not too keen about that, but well, it is what it is. All right, you've done that. You're going to go and farm that. You have done this. I will get you to... I'm going to get you to mine this hill, actually. Just, you know, because people are denouncing each other. I'll probably get denounced by Congo for the rest of the game because I own one of their cities.
Actually happened.
Right over here. Recorded history finished. So one thing, so this unlocks you plus 100% campus district adjacency bonus. Our campus is currently generating 2 science from adjacency. The Congo one might be generating some more as well, but the one we built in our capital is getting +1 from the mountain and +1 from being adjacent to districts. That's 2 science due to adjacency. So this would double that. So this would be worth 2 science, which ain't bad, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab Revelation over here to help us generate our great profit points a little bit sooner. Make sure we get that religion. Because one of the things is you can only have 5 religions in the game. 2 of them have already been founded. Okay? 2 of 5. You can only have 5 in the game. After that, you can't get great profits anymore. We're going to found a religion at some point, I promise you. How close are we to our great profit again? 2. We're actually going to make 4 points per turn. So we're actually just 3 turns away now. So that's pretty good. Do this. Yes, I want you to mine this. Next turn, some more. We still get the barbarian encampment over there. I'm sending some units over this way. We do have a settler being built as well. I'm not going to want him running around unescorted either. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. All right, there he goes. Spawns a barbarian horseman. He's going to be a bit annoying. He'll probably pillage a bunch of my stuff, which I'm not looking forward to. I do have a lot of money, so I think I actually will just purchase a unit. Can purchase a spearman, particularly good at fighting a horseman. And actually, if you kill a unit with a spearman, that does give you another boost. I believe this inspiration is as a result of having 8 units in your army. So that's nice. I could consider Ancient Wall, since apparently barbarians like to be around here, but that seems a little goofy. I could build an aqueduct. So aqueduct's a really interesting thing. It is a district. Now, normally, there's a district limit. You can see here, I can't build another district in Washington until I hit population size 7. So I have a holy site and I have a campus, but I can't build another. However, the aqueduct is a district, and it doesn't count against your limit. I think it aids to adjacency bonuses, but I'm not sure. But in any case, it does have to be built on a tile. What it does is, if you have a city that already has fresh water, all it does is give you +2 extra housing. If you have a city that doesn't have fresh water, then it actually gives you like 6 housing. It's basically as if you got some fresh water in. Is it 6 or 5? I don't know, whatever. Some number. The tricky thing is it has to be built adjacent to your city and adjacent to a river or a mountain. So the placement can be a little tricksy. A good example of where that might pay off, for example, is if, for example, you really wanted to put a city here. You really wanted a city here. It's in the desert. It's not adjacent to fresh water. That kind of sucks. But you can build an aqueduct here or here, which will bring water down from the mountain and into the city. And then all of a sudden, that would be exceptionally good. So, because you would get the fresh water. Oh, there's the other barbarian encampment. That one I don't think is going to bother me, so that's going to be okay. Yeah, I'm going to go and purchase. Oh, I did purchase, so that's fine. You can go and build the water mill. It's actually going to do pretty well for you. You've done those improvements. I'll probably just get another farm going on here. Later on, what you really want to do is build sort of triangles of farms, because at some point, feudalism, farms gain +1 food. Oh, wait, what? They changed the wording to this. Was this always changed in release? This wording feels really awkward. Assuming this still works the same way as the press preview, the way it used to be worded is, if you have a farm that's adjacent to 2 other farms, then you get +1 food in this farm. I suspect that's still the way that it works. Therefore, farming triangles are very good because each one of those farms would get +1 food because they'd each be adjacent to 2. Much later on, and I can't remember if that's a technology or a civic. I think it's actually a technology. But yeah, later on you get a technology that makes it so that your farms get +1 food for each farm they are adjacent to. So then triangles are still good because each farm will be adjacent to 2 farms, which means they each get +2 food, and all of a sudden your farms go cray-cray. So I'm going to do that. I mean, more farms, there's more food tiles, but also each farm gives me half a point of housing, which is still pretty good. So I feel like this guy's got to go and focus on... I can't move the spearman because I just bought him this turn. That's fine. I guess I'll move you here. I'm going to go here. I don't want to move that guy unescorted, especially with barbarians. Ah! Our first trade unit just finished that trade going to the capital. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move him. I'm going to transfer to another city, to Philadelphia, which is brand new, very small. I'm going to move him there because then I can get a trade route to Philadelphia to get it more food and production, which is very, very handy. And it'll get us a road to connect to the rest of the empire so that we can move things around a little bit easier. Charleston, you're going to go ahead and... I don't really know. You'll eventually get the wheat, so watermill will be particularly good. Or I could build one of the military buildings so my military's a little bit stronger, which I kind of dig. You've got fresh water already. I mean, I could build an aqueduct for +2 housing, but I'm not convinced that's required. If I want housing, which I am actually capped, the granary is much cheaper and much easier and a no-brainer, so we're going to start with that. That's going to be okay. So, trade route in Philadelphia over here. By the way, you can filter by different things. Currently, that does not sort. If I say, show me everything with production, it doesn't put the thing with the highest production at the top. I think for Philadelphia, I think your top priority with this city would be just more food to grow faster. It seems like a no-brainer to send it to Washington. 4 food and a production in a brand new city over here. It'll run a road through Kabul, which maybe doesn't help us the most, but isn't the worst. If we wanted a more convenient road, we might be able to send it to the Congo or to New Orleans and get a road over here. But I really like the food here to get our new city to grow as quickly as possible, so we're going to do that. I suppose if I really wanted max production, I could send it to Charleston, which would send a road through New Orleans and really connect up our empire. But no, the food's going to be handy. We're going to do this. Hope we don't get pillaged. This heavy chariot won't be able to attack this turn. I think I'm still going to move it to here, and the spearman's going to attack over there. I do have +2 bonus to attack here because of flanking, because I have an ally nearby. More importantly, though, the spearman gets +10 against cavalry, which sounds pretty darn handy. Oh, we probably will change our government type next time we get a chance. Okay, this is very risky. I'm going to move forward with the settler to somewhere. Actually, I might settle here first. Which actually works out, because I'm going to have some military around here. Oh my god, they're spamming that stuff pretty aggressively. Claim great person. Is that our great prophet? It is. There we go. We get a great prophet. We're going to recruit you. So we've recruited enough points. We could also have another envoy kicking around, which is quite nice. I think I'm going to go and send it to Seoul with the idea of getting to the next level of envoy bonuses with Seoul, because we do have 2 campuses now. So that would be quite wonderful. You're going to go and attack the scout. You're going to go and attack the horse archer again. Finish him off. Which gives us a Eureka boost for military tactics. Oh, right. Killing something with a spearman gives you a boost to military tactics, which also unlocks the pikeman, which is really powerful. This guy I'm a little nervous about. Okay, first of all, our great prophet over here. A great prophet, the way you use it is you move him to a holy site, or Stonehenge if you built that. We're going to move him to our holy site, which glows in white, by the way. Gets nicely highlighted. Now I can hit this button to found a religion. And now we choose our religion. Choose a logo. If you choose one of these guys, you have to go with the fixed name, Hinduism, Islam, etc. If you choose one of the other logos down here, for example, that are just zodiac symbols or whatnot, you can name it whatever you want. Quill is awesome religion. Shut up, it's cool. And then you choose your beliefs. When you found a religion, I believe you get to choose 2 beliefs. Now, because someone founded 2 religions, not all the choices are available, but there's lots of good ones. Religious community is quite nice. If you're worried about your housing cap, shrines and temples give you +1 housing each. Really quite potent. Although it does require that you have shrines and temples in that city to get the housing bonus. If you're going for religious victory and you're going to be building holy sites and therefore shrines and temples everywhere, this becomes really powerful. But if you're sort of just going to dabble in religion, you might not have holy sites everywhere, so you may not get the full value from this. On the other hand, Zen meditation is quite nice. As long as you have 2 specialty districts. Specialty districts are things like holy sites, campuses, encampments, industrial zones, theater squares, and entertainment districts, commercial hubs, harbors. I assume those are all specialty districts. I think I'm correct there. But Every city by the end of the game will likely have 2 of those, especially your big ones. So the amenities there is actually really helpful. On the other hand, being able to faith buy the science and culture district buildings in your districts is really good. Not having to build libraries and universities and amphitheaters and so on, but just be able to faith buy them. Holy crap, that's strong. Reliquary is incredibly powerful. Relics are a great work that is not that hard to get necessarily, and this would generate triple faith and tourism from those religious icons. Pretty good. Worth ethic, always good too. I think for us, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what... I mean, this is the last video of this particular run, so I'm not sure what I pick. But there's really good value everywhere. There's not like one right answer. It depends on where you're going and what you're planning to do. You know, if you're not necessarily doing the religious war, again, then the Zen meditation might be good, because you're not going to have religious buildings everywhere like this. But you also may not have... You may have a lot of faith kicking around, not doing much with it. Being able to faith by other types of buildings is really powerful. You can, of course, spend faith on great people, which is usually where you spend most of your faith if you're not playing the religious game too much. But that's pretty good. I'm going to take that. Choose another one. So there's slightly different ones. Slightly different categories. So this, we've got 3 different types, actually 5 different types of buildings that you can build in your holy sites after you have a temple. You have to build shrine, then temple, then you could build one of these 5 like cathedral level type things, cathedral, mosque, wat, gurdwara, or pagoda. These can also be purchased with faith to finish that and accelerate it. I think if you take Jesuit education, it might be a bit too hard to also do this, but I don't know. Might be okay. I mean, church property, plus 2 gold for each city following this religion. Crazy amounts of money. Here, our campuses and commercial hubs become even more powerful. Tithe gives you gold for every follower, as opposed to every city. Then you get a better spread. Like, there's so much good stuff. Crusade's interesting. Spread your religion to a neighbor, and then declare war on him, and then you'll get a huge combat bonus. Crazy good sets of stuff. I'm going to take stewardship. We'll get more science and more gold, just passively. So we're going to found this religion. We get 2 beliefs. But then one of the things that will happen...
Man suffers only
there's our boost towards theology, because we founded a religion. Excellent. Oh, which means we can also change our government around. We don't need revelation anymore. Literally, we can't get another great prophet. So that next turn, it would have prompted us to replace that regardless, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to go back with like great scientist points per turn, because that is awesome. So I'm going to lock this in. Now, in our city, so Washington follows Quill is awesome. The other cities don't have a religion yet. Eventually, there will be pressure. The religion will spread on its own within a certain distance. It will spread on its own. Alternatively, once Washington has a shrine, which we do have, you can faith by missionaries. Missionaries are good at spreading religion to other cities. We actually might want to get missionaries early to spread to a few of our cities to accelerate things. You can also use missionaries to spread religion to other people as well. Potentially more importantly, once Washington has a temple building, which we can build now actually, when you have a temple, then you can faith purchase an apostle. An apostle is like a turbo missionary. He can spread religion still, but more importantly, an apostle can fight other religious units in religious combat, which is quite nice. You can also, when you have an apostle, you can use it to add an extra belief to your religion. You can actually do that twice more, because each religion can have up to 4 beliefs. And probably, if you want to play the religious game, most likely what you want to do is get 2 more apostles, pop them both to max out the beliefs in your religion, make your religion as good as possible. You can also pop an apostle to start the Inquisition. All that does is then enable you to start faith-buying Inquisitors. Inquisitors do not spread religion. What they do is they're good at religious combat, but only within your borders. They are. Oh, they can also purge other religions in your cities, I believe. But one of their biggest uses is to fight other religious units within your borders. If you try to fight with an Inquisitor outside of your borders, your Inquisitor will lose. It's like really, really bad. Use apostles to fight religious units outside of your borders. But there's all sorts of like religious awesomeness going on over there. I suppose I'll pop 1 missionary. We've got a good amount of faith, I guess. I'll pop 1 and I'll use that. Notice it goes to your holy site first, but I can, if I want, purchase a second missionary. And notice the faith cost goes up every time you build one. The second one would pop in my city, and then I wouldn't be able to build a third one until those missionaries moved. Envoy over here, I'm going to go and get the third one in Seoul. This will give us the extra science, which, again, won't register now, but it will next turn. That'll be a good amount. I'm just going to do this. I don't know if the Barbarian Scout will come after me or not, but it should be okay. And in any case, I've got some extra units nearby to provide extra cover, so I think we'll be all right. Anyway, I think this brings us to the end of our tutorial. We've covered most of the topics. This should be enough to get you started. There's a lot more to the game. We didn't even build any wonders, although building wonders is pretty straightforward. Like, we looked at this sort of basic mechanic for it. I'm sure you could figure it out. What wonders should you build? Like everything else, it depends. It's civilization. Civilization, everyone, when I start a new game, like on turn 1, they're like, what victory condition are you going for? And the answer is always, well, I don't know yet. You know, yes, sometimes you start a game with a particular thing in mind, but the core of Civ is to adapt to your circumstances. There's almost never one right answer. Even in the moment, there's often not just one right answer, but there's also no global correct answer that you can say in general, because it's so going to vary game to game. Who are you playing as? Who are your neighbor? What's your relative position? What's the landscape like? How aggressive is everyone being? Who's already founded a religion? Who's friends with who? Are your neighbors at war with each other? Well, that means you're probably not going to get declared on, so either you can expand with great abandon, or maybe it's time for you to build up an army and go after them and conquer them. Do you like warfare? Do you prefer to build a lot of wonders? I don't know. You're not me. I'm not you. You figure something out and play your own game and have a lot of fun. It's civilization, you know? I know it's like sort of a tautology to say it's civilization, but that's always been what Civ has been like, is it's about figuring out what your circumstances are and adapting to them, and then also playing to your own preferences. Maybe I'm going to actually prioritize settling down here, actually. Kind of like that. You're going to go and defend him. Okay, you're going to do that. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope this was helpful. If you do have any more specific questions, probably the best way is to tweet at me. I'm pretty good usually about responding really quick to tweets. You can find me at twitter.com/quill18, of course. You can email me, quill18@quill18.com, but I get a lot of email and I often can't respond to everything. Same thing goes with the YouTube comments. And if you haven't done it already, if you are on Reddit, or if you know what Reddit is, go to reddit.com/r/civ. There's a fantastic civilization community over on Reddit. Very helpful people. Read a lot of the posts. You'll get a lot of really useful information. They're a great bunch of people over there. Love them lots. And other than that, enjoy the video games. See you next time.